Hi there, and welcome to our final Monday midday mindfulness for a little while. We're taking a break over the summer and then we'll be back in September. So you can probably see from behind me, I am not in my usual mindfulness room at home. I'm actually at the moment in Cornwall, so lucky me, eh? And the reason for that is that we have a little holiday let here, and we're just getting it ready for bookings opening up again this Saturday. So lockdown, as we all know, is starting to ease a little bit this weekend, and part of that is that people will be able to go on holiday. So I've come down to Cornwall to try and tame our garden, which has gone rather wild during lockdown. So you're really welcome to be joining me this Monday lunchtime. So this is our final session, as I say, and let's just begin with one of our usual mindfulness practices, the 3-step breathing space. So beginning by just taking 2 or 3 slightly deeper in breaths and out breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And with this final out breath, just closing your eyes. And beginning this 3-step breathing space by becoming aware of any thoughts that there are around for you right now. So what's going on inside your head? So maybe thoughts about this morning, or thoughts about what you're doing later today. Whatever it is, just noticing what's there for you right now. And then turning your attention to your emotions, your feelings. How do you feel this Monday lunchtime? So you may have some emotions which are very strong, or it may be that your emotions are quieter today. So just noticing what's around for you. And then turning your attention to your body and noticing how your body is feeling. Particularly becoming aware of any points of ease, maybe areas that are feeling nice and comfortable and relaxed, and also noticing any points of tightness or tension or even pain. And just acknowledging whatever it is that you find. And now step 2 of the breathing space. Beginning to focus your attention on the movement of your breath, wherever you feel that movement in and out most clearly. So whether it's in your nostrils or your throat, or in your chest or your belly. Just focusing for 5 in breaths and out breaths on all the sensations there are associated with that movement of breath. And then finally, step 3 of the breathing space, expanding your attention out into the whole of your body, so that as you sit here breathing, it's almost as if the breath was spreading through your body, creating a sense of spaciousness as the air moves out through your limbs, down to your toes and your fingers, filling your torso, and then up to your neck and your head. Just taking a moment to maybe enjoy this sense of spaciousness, nothing else to do for a few moments, except just sit and be. And then when you're ready, returning your attention to what's around you and opening your eyes. So, 3-step breathing space there, something that we've become quite familiar with over our mindfulness sessions together. So mindfulness is kind of made up of these formal practices that we've been doing together, the breathing practices, the becoming aware of our thoughts, the doing mindful movement with our bodies, all the different things that we've done over the last few weeks. So they're called the formal practices, the sitting practices. But then alongside that, there's a whole raft of different mindfulness practices which are called everyday mindfulness. And that's just about learning to turn our attention in, tune our attention in to what's happening around us. That being alive and knowing it that we've talked about so many times in these sessions. And we do that in all kinds of different ways, by when we're having a cup of tea or coffee, actually taking time to drink it, when we're eating a piece of chocolate or something nice, taking time to really savour it and enjoy it rather than be distracted while we're eating or drinking. Maybe when we're in the shower or in the bath, just enjoying that kind of luxurious feeling of warm water on our bodies. Certainly the other day while I was here, I went in the sea. And at first I didn't enjoy the sense of cold water on my body, but after my body had acclimatized, just that lovely sense of being surrounded by water and being held up by water, which was all fine until a big wave broke over my head, and then it wasn't quite so good after that. So there's some forms of everyday mindfulness, but probably my favourite, and I think I've probably talked to you about this before in some of our sessions, is a really simple, lovely little practice called 5 Fingers of Gratitude. 5 Fingers of Gratitude. And it's really easy. The idea is at the end of each day, or just whenever you remember really, you let your mind drift back over the day that's coming to an end. And you just kind of sift through your day and see if you can turn your attention to anything that really stands out for your day that you're thankful for. So that could be somebody saying something kind to you, it could be something that you had to eat or drink which was rather delicious, it could be something that you saw that was particularly beautiful. And just out of the corner of my eye now, there's a family of robins. So what I'm assuming is a mother robin and 2 baby robins. And they're just hopping alongside me in the flower bed here. And so it's noticing things like that, things that make you smile, cause you some sense of warmth or joy. And then all you do at the end of the day, when you remember, is you just kind of count those things off. You bring those memories back to mind and you kind of enjoy them all over again. You kind of savour them and you feed on them. So it could be that some days are really difficult and you can only find maybe 1 or 2 things that you're grateful for, whereas other days may be full of joys and occasions for gratitude. So however it is for you, just noticing and cultivating, I guess, this sense of gratitude. Psychologists tell us that a sense of gratitude is really, really good for us. So cultivating that sense of gratitude and that being kind of generally good for our mental health, really. It's also another fantastic little practice that's great to do with other people. So if you've got children at home with you, and particularly young children really love this, it could be that it's something that you want to do with them at the end of the day. And again, that will be really good for your children's mental health if you can start to build up that regular practice with them. So 5 Fingers of Gratitude. It's a practice that I think can be really transforming in our lives. And on that note, I just wanted to read you some sentences that I found on a website the other day, which I found really inspiring. So just bear with me while I grab my iPad. And these are from a lady who is someone who used to lead retreats. Sadly, she died fairly recently, but on her page is still available, and I'll post these on our website later. And these are some of the kind of the statements that she's lived her life by, things that she's learned in her journey of life. And I think these are fantastic. They're all really meaty, so they need a bit of attention. So she says, her name's Macrina. She says, all work, even menial tasks, can become a joy rather than a burden. Practice is one of the most important words in the spiritual life, in the meditative life, I guess. It is harmful to my soul and my spirit to judge others. All moments of waiting can become moments of keeping vigil or of practicing mindfulness. The book of the earth, all this stuff around us, is as holy as any book of scripture. I am happiest when I am able to surrender my own will. This is a good one. If I am not happy with what I have, I probably won't be happier with more. And finally, even if I don't agree with someone, I can learn much by listening to them. So I thought they were rather wonderful statements, and I'll put them up on our mindfulness website a bit later. And they're just great ways of kind of cultivating that everyday mindfulness that we were talking about. So I thought for our last practice today, we may revisit a practice that we did earlier on in our sessions together, which is called the practice of loving kindness. And it's often the way that mindfulness courses finish, because it's a really lovely way of allowing what we've learned to kind of ripple outwards. So this practice of loving kindness, and I thought we might just adapt it slightly for this lockdown situation that we're just beginning to slightly emerge from. So for the final time together, for a few weeks at least, just finding that comfortable position that you can sit in and be upright and quite dignified in for 5 or 10 minutes together, and then closing your eyes and just taking a couple of slightly deeper in-breaths and out-breaths. And then allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. So beginning this practice by turning your attention to yourself, holding yourself center stage in your mind's eye. I wonder how you're feeling on this Monday lunchtime. It could be that pretty exhausted with all this lockdown stuff and looking forward to things beginning to ease. So however it is that you understand yourself, however the last few weeks have been for you, just holding yourself in your mind's eye. And I'm going to invite you to make some statements of kindness towards yourself, almost as if you were making a wish or a desire for yourself. May I be as happy as I am able to be. May I be as healthy as I am able to be. May I know peace deep within me. As you make those statements for yourself, they may feel quite significant, quite emotional after everything that we have been through together during lockdown. They have a real depth to them, these statements. So now letting go of that focus on yourself. And the invitation now is to bring to mind someone who you love or care for very deeply. Maybe someone that you have not been able to see for some time now and you're dearly missing them. and holding them centre stage in your mind's eye, and making these statements of intent, of desire for them. May you be as happy as you are able to be. May you be as healthy as you are able to be. May you know peace deep within you. And as we make those desires, it's almost like we're dropping pebbles into a pool and the ripples are spreading outwards. So letting go of that dear person from your mind's eye. And this time, I invite you to bring to mind someone that you have some struggles with or some difficulty with. Again, it could be someone that you're seeing during lockdown or maybe haven't seen for a little while now, and holding them in your mind's eye. And as far as you're able, making these statements of kindness towards them. May you be as happy as you are able to be. May you be as healthy as you are able to be. And may you know peace deep within you. And as you just hold on to that person for a moment longer, you may want to notice how it feels to make those wishes, those kind wishes, those statements of goodwill towards that person that you struggle with. And so letting go of them and finally bringing to mind someone that you don't know very well, but someone who has performed some act of kindness or goodness towards you during lockdown. So I'm sure all kinds of people jump to mind. It could be someone in a local shop or a delivery driver, or someone who you've watched their blog during lockdown and it's spoken to your soul, or maybe a doctor or a nurse, whoever it is, bringing to mind one person out of all those key workers that we now give thanks for, holding one person in your mind's eye and making these statements of goodwill for them. May you be as happy as you are able to be. May you be as healthy as you are able to be. And may you, whoever you are, whatever your name is, whatever your life holds, may you know peace deep within you. And so as we each sit here in our little isolated bubbles, these ripples of kindness, of compassion, of goodwill and love are spreading out into the world around us. And so when you're ready, bringing your attention back into the here and now and opening your eyes. So that's a really nice practice to end our sessions with, isn't it? And particularly kind of poignant, those statements about health and happiness and peace. I guess maybe we've learned afresh the meaning of those words during lockdown, or the importance of those words during lockdown. So, one final poem to send us on our way, and this is by the wonderful American poet Mary Oliver, whose poems we've shared together before. We might even have had this one before, but I love it. It's called The Summer's Day, and I thought it was particularly appropriate for sitting here on this rather lovely day, so close to midsummer. And Mary Oliver once described the job of being a poet as simply standing still and noticing things. And she was very brilliant at standing still and noticing things. And that's what we've been trying to cultivate, isn't it, during our mindfulness sessions together. So this is The Summer's Day by Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass and who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth and gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what prayer is, but I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last, and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? The amazing Mary Oliver. So we are done. Thank you so much for sharing some of these mindfulness sessions with me, whether you've been coming on a regular basis or just dipping your toe in from time to time. It's been really good to have you with me. And as I say, we'll be resuming some mindfulness sessions in September. Some of those will be online, and perhaps some of them might even be face-to-face, who knows. But we'll post details of those on our chaplaincy Facebook page closer to the time. So thank you for joining me, and I thought to end today I might just hold the camera up. We've been thinking about ripples, haven't we? Ripples of kindness. So around me are ripples, big ripples, waves really. I thought you might just like to watch the waves for a couple of moments as we say goodbye. So take care of yourself and hope to see you soon.